At kung feeling ni Eri na siya na ang hari ng MOG TV pagdating sa aking fighting games, he's so very wrong. So for you guys out there playing Tatsunoko vs Capcom Ultimate All-Stars, get a load of this. When news first circulated about the Tatsunoko vs Capcom project, fans of both franchises were excited to hear the news, and they weren't disappointed either because both companies delivered a solid fighting game which met and even exceeded fans' expectations. Originally developed for the Japanese market, Tatsunoko became so popular that an updated international release was made with more characters and features. Tatsunoko vs Capcom Ultimate All-Stars, whew, what a mouthful, plays similar to most Capcom vs games, but with subtle differences here and there. One of the most glaring is the 4-button configuration instead of the Capcom standard of 6, which corresponds to light, medium, and heavy attacks with a separate button for tag assists. Now that we've got the basics, let's move on to the meat of this show, the tips and tricks. Yummy! With so many characters from both Capcom and Tatsunoko, you can only fit a small amount of fighters in the game. However, just because you don't see them doesn't mean they're not there. There are a total of 5 hidden characters in the game: Frank West of Dead Rising, Tekka Man, Yatterman 2, Zero from Mega Man series, and for those of you who are sick of Gatchaman Ken's the Eagle, there's Joe the Condor, who is just 10 times more cooler than Ken. Anyway, on to the tips. To unlock Frank West, you'll have to beat the game 3 times with 3 different Capcom characters. For an unlockable character, Frank doesn't seem too useful. If you want to use Frank effectively, learn how to use his zombies to your advantage, which is a case of easier said than done. A not-so-hot character, but for the sake of completing the cast, you might want to try unlocking him anyway. To unlock Tekka Man Blade, just finish the game 3 times with 3 different Tatsunoko characters. Tekka Man Blade has good range, packs some punch behind his attacks, and his combos can deal massive damage to weaker characters. He also has good anti-airs and he can mix his attacks pretty well. To unlock Joe the Condor, you'll have to finish the game 6 times using 6 different Tatsunoko characters. Joe can be versatile and has a move which you can use for almost any occasion. But the bad news is, only if you're playing defensively against aggressive players. Because of this, Joe will generally suck against higher level players who know how to turtle. To unlock Zero, finish the game 6 times using 6 different Capcom characters. If you're aggressive and would like to dispose of your opponent ASAP, Zero is the character for you. He can execute combos without much difficulty and can fill your meter quite easily. But because of his low defense, you'll have to be careful of characters who can nuke your HP to smithereens like Tekka Man Blade. For our final unlockable character, you'll have to beat the game 4 times using Frank West, Zero, Joe the Condor, and Tekka Man Blade. Yatterman 2's strength lies in her variety of anti-turtle moves. Your opponent will be fighting a battle that's meant to be lost if their strategy involves sitting in a corner while waiting for an opening. However, Yatterman 2 is lacking when it comes to defense and hit points and should be careful against fast opponents who can put steady pressure on her, like Zero.